Friday, everybody. It's me, Angelica Cheyenne, aka the Chocolate Diva, and this is the Chocolate Diva Talk Show. I am back once again with another hot artist, like I always am for all of y'all. I welcome a multi-talented singer, rapper, trendsetter with his own label and clothing line, JayR Rashiq.
How you doing?
Rashiq.
JayR Rashiq.
Rashiq. We were talking about Ra and Sha and stuff for the show. What's poppin'?
What's up? I came here with a couple of my brothers today, but these are my two.
Yeah, I had to have them narrow it down to two, station policy, but they're the two best nonetheless.
Yes,
definitely.
A lot of talent.
Up
these
next,
guys have. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
Yo, what's going on in LA? Leaky from Yonkers, New York.
it's Ja. You already know what's going on. We touched down, LA.
Yes.
Is this y'all first time being out here?
Nah, this is actually my second.
This is
my first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What did y'all do first when y'all came out here?
We had caught a shuttle to the car rental spot.
Mm-hmm.
Situation happened. We ended up taking an Uber back. Got food. Went to the dispensary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Had
just
to touch the dispensary.
That seems like that's the first thing a lot of people, especially hip hop artists, do when they come
Yeah,
here. They want to see
Word.
if the herbal is different out here.
Nah, and it's crazy because we kind of shell shocked out here. Like
Yeah, it's just a
we
different
still
vibe.
not
Everything.
used to it.
What? Okay, give us an example of how things are different.
Perfect examples. Yesterday, we
Yeah.
walking out of 7-Eleven and Ja got, you feel me, in his hand, and the cops is walking towards the store. And he straight jumped like, "Oh, am I good? Like, bro, relax.
I'm
you
putting it
good
in
out
my
here."
pocket. I'm trying to stash it now.
Yeah, y'all got to think about different things
Back
to do
home,
with it.
Back home, you can't do any of that. You can't smoke any of that anywhere. So it's a big difference
like
for sure.
You have to hide. If you want to smoke outside, you have to hide.
For real though.
That's crazy, but I mean, in the news, I see people trying to change that out there. So maybe next year or two, y'all could be free.
Who knows? We're trying to be here.
I'm
in
all for the
next year or
change.
two.
I hope they do it.
I'm not gonna lie though, they made a couple changes. Like they decriminalized it.
Yeah.
You're able to have up to an ounce now, and they'll probably tell you to like throw it away if they catch you with it.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna go to jail now. So
I mean, I feel like everyone is doing it. It's not as bad as some things. So, hey, why not? But nonetheless, I'm glad you guys are out here. There's a lot to get into today with Mr. JayR Rashiq. He is a man of many sounds. And he has dope vibes. So I like to start off my Fridays with Fun Fact Fridays. And I don't know if you're into holidays, but I'm a holiday fiend. I'm a sucker for, celebrations. Monday's April Fool's Day. So I know y'all giving off kind of the serious professional vibes, but let's get a little kitty for a moment. I know you guys probably did some pranks in your younger days.
of course,
Definitely.
these are the
I used
pranks
to do pranks in school.
Exactly.
In class. Like,
I can definitely tell. So I'm gonna start with you, JayR, since you are the guest of honor. What is the worst prank you have ever received, or what is the funniest prank you have ever done?
the worst prank I've ever received. I don't know. Probably nothing crazy, but probably one of those I've lost my phone type of prank, and one of my friends had it. But like, because your phone is like everything to you.
Right.
As sad as it sounds, but yeah, like, I believe one of my guys like probably took my phone. I thought I lost it. Went around searching for it everywhere I can. They ended up giving it back to me. That's really it. I don't really recall any crazy pranks happening.
You
to me.
crazy.
I mean, that is a serious situation, especially like if you live out of your phone, like, and things like that. So I can definitely understand that being stressful. What about you, Leaky? I was looking that way, but I'm gonna scale it over here.
I mean, pranks was a big thing when I was in middle school, so I don't know how JR can recall. But
Please recall the form, bring it back to the light.
the biggest one was flipping book bags inside out.
Oh yeah.
Word, you
Okay,
got-
explain that.
You got 6 notebooks, 2 binders, 3 pencil cases. They taking all of that out, flipping your book bag
Like
inside out,
reversing it
and then
inside
putting
out,
your
yeah.
stuff back in and zipping
And
it up.
zipping it.
Oh, that is so mean.
You go to the bathroom.
Like you can't leave class without
Or
your
you can't
book
go to
bag.
class. Yeah.
For like
Oh
2
my
years.
gosh.
I remember that. That was a phase. That was a real phase.
Did y'all ever get into fights because of that, especially if it's finals time?
Nah, I mean, like, it started becoming cool with everybody. Like, you just can't get caught slipping. You got to take your book back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You got to take your book back.
That's hilarious. How long does this go on? Because I know a lot of people, I knew people who were pranked literally up until the last day of school. Like, it was crazy. Like, there were some pranksters that just never grew out of it.
No, it's...
Yeah.
Whenever there's an open opportunity, go for it.
I think that's innovative. I've never heard anybody, like, reversing their book backs. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah, so if any schools ever you hear that again, we
stay away from these three because they're savage when it comes to reversing stuff. Okay, what about you? Okay, so we got stolen phone game. We got the reversible book bag. What about you?
Actually, a couple days ago, I had left my ID in TSA, and I'm in my gate. They call me. They say, yo, they're looking for you. Come back. You have something. So I'll go back, and the TSA lady is pranking me now. And she's like, oh, what's your name? And now I can't find my ID, so I'm tapping all over. They're like, yo, bro, what do you have? So I'm scared. She hand me my ID back. All the prank. Stupid.
Did y'all set him up?
Yeah.
They started it. They called me like, yo, bro, they looking for you.
Honestly, she just told us to call him, tell him to come get his ID. We like, nah. You forgetting your ID, you slipping, we got you.
And she just went with it. Scared me.
I know you got to get him back, though. I feel like now it's prank wars.
It's coming. Every day is a prank war, for sure.
For real.
I want to see y'all vlogs. I feel like y'all be lit in vlogs.
Nah, definitely. That's coming soon.
That's what's up. Okay, well, that's fun. Well, I guess you can't tell right now, but do you have any pranks in mind? Are y'all going to get each other on April Fool's Day?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Y'all got to document that.
I just want to say shout out to my brother Miles.
Yeah.
And my mother, too. It's their birthdays today.
Oh,
definitely.
Happy birthday.
So, Miles, you're
Our
going to
manager,
hear this,
Miles.
and we're going to prank you today.
Well, happy birthday to all of them. Now let's get into this. JayR Rashiq / JayR the God. I know you evolved from JayR the God.
Yes.
So let's start with Rashiq, which is actually Arabic for graceful, elegant, accurate.
All right. So,
yeah.
My mother named me Rashiq because she put Ra and Sheik together. Mm-hmm. And those are two, like, gods, two kings. What I realized, like, as I came of age after being JayR the God and turning it into my name, I realized that they both symbolize the same thing. The God, Rashiq. It's just a unique name that I felt like I never liked growing up as a child. Then I got used to it. So I never really wanted nobody to know my middle name unless, like, you was my close friend. But yeah, now it's just like I'm gonna put it all out there. I'm giving them me now.
Yeah. Did you feel like, because you just said that you didn't really like that, did you feel like because there was so much power in your name? I know a lot of times when it's such superior meanings in people's names, they feel like that's a lot of things to live up to. Do you feel like that was some of the reason you was apprehensive of?
Nah, just a couple of months ago, my mother told me why she came up with that name and how she came up with it. I never knew what it meant.
You never Googled your name?
Never. Never.
That's so crazy. I feel like when you have a name such as that's really beautiful and unique.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The first thing you would do would be is to Google it. But that's cool that she had to break it down. Like, that's why I named you that. Yeah. Now, how was JayR the God born? Because I like to go back to the beginning of people's, musical.
To be honest, if I knew, I'd tell you.
Origin.
I had like 6 rap names before JayR. I left Yonkers, New York in like 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, we all went to middle school together, high school. And then there was a kid with the same name as me. And when I moved to Connecticut. So I didn't want to have the same name as somebody. I wanted to be my own individual. They ended up calling me JayR rather than Jay. And R comes from my apostrophes in my name, so I mean my initials.
That is definitely cool that you felt like you wanted to stand out, and especially like if someone's having your name, you feel like it's my name, like I'm different. You want to put a stamp on it in some sort of way. But in regards to, because like you said, you had different rap names before you settled on that one. Yeah. Just the origin of that musical persona? Because I feel like names of artists somewhat surmises who they are.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like for you, because your music was so different as JayR the God, how did that, persona, that artist originate?
Calling myself the God, I was just so confident.
Okay.
I just felt like unbreakable
Mm-hmm.
due to what I've been through in the past, like certain situations that I thought I couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
That actually ended up making me the person I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like God is powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and he sends a message, a hidden message. I feel like at that time, I was giving out messages within my music. So that's why I feel like I could make that comparison,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, like it was just a name that just popped up one day. I don't even know how it came about.
I mean, I feel like that it's cool that you were able to channel that into your music and use that as a basis of who you wanted to be musically. It reminds me much of Jay-Z when he started calling himself Hova for Jehovah. He referred to him as God, as other artists have before. Did you ever feel like that was a slippery slope? Because when you're comparing yourself to a God or anything that's higher power, some people may feel like when they listen to it, they want to feel like they're being taken, into the astral realm,
See, I had that name when I was younger, so I wasn't thinking like that.
Okay.
But now, yeah, definitely, I had to make that change.
Yeah. Now, who is JayR Rashiq? Because, I know, you're like, I'm me as a person, but I mean when it comes to your music and your artistry. Like, who is JayR Rashiq?
JayR Rashiq is me. Like, that's, I'm a diary. That's how I look at it. What I won't say to the public, I'll express it through my music. Like, being with certain females, I was never like too like I didn't want to show a sign of weakness and just give you all my feelings. So I'll have like a certain persona, like I'd go a certain way about it. So I just feel like me expressing myself in music is more deeper than what you really know about me.
Well, so you're from Yonkers, New York.
Yes.
So how did that raise you musically?
Musically, my father is behind everything I've ever thought of when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, Stone Rivers. He was signed to MC Searchlight, Warlock Music. And growing up, I was just, my surroundings was very like fast, so I had to adapt. And seeing my father and what he went through, always telling me things and making sure I was doing what I had to do, always kept me on a pace to like, he always led a path for me to follow. And as I got older, I started to understand why he did this, why he did that, the sacrifices he made. And that inspired me so much that I wanted to do my own thing the same way he did it.
And when you said fast, like, what do you mean by that?
Like just being in New York, period. Like they'll tell you, New York is just fast paced.
Okay.
So when you go to school, you have to know somebody. Like you're gonna meet somebody. You're like it's just a lot. So
yeah,
you just gotta adapt.
Most definitely. And you guys met, like you said, in middle school.
Yeah.
So were you into music at an early age as well, or did you guys come together and start, evolving that?
I mean, I always liked music, but as far as like getting into rapping and really thinking about it, not really. We would sit at the lunch table. Like we started from a lunch table and drumsticks, banging on the table. JayR used to bring his camera, and we just used to rap. But as far as like looking at the bigger picture of it, like we could feed our families off this, nah. I don't think I ever really looked at it like that.
So what was the beginning stages of rap for you? Was it rap battles? Was it just freestyling? Was it just,
all right, so it's funny because like he's my brother, so everything happened with him. Every story I could tell you is gonna be one of them. So me and Ja, we came home from school. I went to school for a year. It wasn't really what I wanted. Came back home, found a job. Me and Ja started working at the same place, and I don't hang with too many people, just like I just said. So after work, it's Ja, we to my crib, do what we do. So that was every day. Like that was a process. Like that's what we did. So we would go into my crib, put instrumentals on, same way we used to do in the lunchroom, and just start rapping. So it got to a point where I'm listening to him, and I'm like, yo, bro, I wish like it was a crowd here to hear you right now. Like seriously, like on a serious note. And then he would say the same thing to me. So it's like, let's do something with this. Get me? Like we can't be the only two just hearing us. So now it's time to get out there, like, and that's when it started. Maybe like a year ago, and we haven't even dropped really music yet. Actually, Ja just dropped.
Yeah, I just debuted my first single, "Winning."
Okay.
Out now, so it's doing pretty good. People are feeling it. I'm excited for them to hear more, for sure.
But it's definitely been a process. We started looking engineers. We got music we didn't like, songs that's in the garbage now, where we started at, and we just wasn't ready to put that out. We wanted to give it our best. So now we at a point where it's go time. Like, it's time to hit the goal.
I think it's really amazing the fact that you guys are still together. I feel like sometimes when people start off as like a collective, they end up branching off when they start finding themselves. And you guys are all very different, and you provide different energy. And the fact that you're still bringing it together as a collective, but still maintaining your individuality is amazing. Now, how did you grow up in the sense, like you said, your father was instrumental in your life and your love and find for music, JayR. So how did you grow up in terms of like when you was listening to music, you know, watching TV, just enveloping yourself in the culture, period? Like, how did you grow up? How was that for you?
You know, I was playing sports a lot.
Okay.
So I was always in the house during the week, and I'd always be away for the weekend for my games. And being with my father in the house during the week, you know, he used to have like a little studio in the house, a beat maker, had the headphones, a microphone, everything, and I would always hear him. And he had a lot of magazines and a lot of CDs and albums, because he used to like sell those out. And they would always be in the house in like storage or something. So back then you would have like the little CD player and the headphones. I just used to listen, not understanding anything he was talking about, knowing that I would be going through half of the stuff that he's talking about when I'm older. And it just, like years went by, and I'm just like, hold on, I'm starting to understand it more. And I just fell right into it.
So your father rapped too?
Yeah.
So you basically got it from your daddy, which is lit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure your father was an inspiration, and as someone, like you said, you listened to his music a lot because you were there when he created it. But what artists did you have on like a replay? Like, what artists did you have to hear on a daily?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Michael. Like, when I used to be little, I used to dance like him. And shout out to my summer camp, too, Grace Baptist Church. They used to have, like, a little summer camp, and they let me perform a Michael Jackson song for, like, the last day for the camp. And parents were there, everything. And I remember, like, moonwalking on the stage.
You was flexing on all the kids.
And having the little girls, like, reach out for me as if I was really, like, having my own show.
I know that hyped you up. You was feeling yourself for the whole week.
Definitely. And my grandmother, every time I would stay at her house for a weekend, she had everything Michael Jackson, from books to magazines to pictures to all of his music videos on a tape, like a VCR. And I would just watch those every morning, every day, just studying him. Like,
that is so, first of all, it's adorable because I'm just imagining like 5-6-year-old you doing that. But it's also a testament of how so many people have gained inspiration, even in, you know, people who are doing hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because for you to be doing music and like the music that you're doing that is raw, that is real and stuff like that. And you're like, yeah, I'm like a huge MJ fan. And, you know, and can recall times of you know, being MJ. That's really, really, is really cool. So what is your favorite MJ album? Or favorite MJ song? Because he has a lot of good albums.
I can't choose an album.
Okay, let's go with song then.
It's going to be hard to choose a song, but like off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Heal the World. Heal the World.
Any particular reason?
He's just talking about life and what's going on that a lot of us is not really realizing. And he's trying to make a change within the song and inspiring others to do what he's trying to do and accomplish. And it's just a powerful message because he's bringing all cultures together while he's singing this.
I think that's beautiful. And it's a testament to, I feel like, where you're going musically and things like that. So like you said, MJ is someone of inspiration to you, your father growing up, you know, listening to him and watching him. How do all these different influences mold your creative expression?
My father was very aggressive with his music.
Mm-hmm.
And I would listen to him in one ear and then Michael Jackson in another. Smooth and very melodic. Transform both of those, and it's just like I could be aggressive and smooth. I could be melodic and raw, or whatever you want to call it. So it's just like, why not do both? Gather both ears from different genres and
merge them together. Hence the radio voice.
Definitely.
If y'all listening, it's you know, very smooth. And a lot of the music that you're doing now, like the singles that you have been releasing, I feel like it's still like the content of it's still really raw, but like you said, you're doing it in a more smooth way. Now, when did you channel your passion for music into hip hop specifically?
When did I channel it into hip hop?
Yeah, because I feel like you spent years like taking it in, watching it. Like, when did you know, because at first you rap, you know, so when did you?
Now, I always tried to sing. I never really was capable of doing what I knew I could do at the time.
Right.
So just over years, I would just practice, like harmonizing or whatever the case may be, and it would get better and better the more I kept doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know.
Well, you want to give us a sample of your practice harmonization?
Yeah, later on in the interview, definitely.
All right. You need to, you know, get yourself ready, do some, you know, exercises. But what age? Okay, so what age did you start rapping and singing? First of all,
we started rapping with them in the 6th grade. So
okay,
how old is that?
11.
Yeah, 11.
How was he like when he first started? Did he have a natural ability?
Nah, of course.
We would just rap battle each other all day. And little do you know, like, you doing that on a daily basis is preparing yourself.
Yeah.
So now you start to practice without even knowing you're practicing. We just took it serious.
And that's what people don't realize. A lot of times people think you have to be in your room alone writing every day to practice hip hop. Like, sometimes just goofing, rapping, you know, even roasting. Like, if you do it in a rapping way, that's practice.
That forces you to think.
On the spot.
So if you could think on the spot, you could create music so much easier.
Nah, I think that's the dopest form of music. Definitely.
You could even say that's our first crowd. Like, all the kids in the lunchroom gathering around, oohs and ahs. That's the first crowd for real.
We had it lit in the lunchroom. The security used to be mad at us. Come over there, like, all right, it's time to calm it down now.
Every day.
Yeah, I was giving full concert.
That's Palisade Prep.
Oh my God.
Palisade Prep, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to high school.
And look how far you guys have came since then. Did you guys ever do ciphers professionally or just like, you know, amateurly?
Yet.
Yeah, always, definitely amateurly.
So when you did your first cipher, like, because I have came into a realization that, you know, from being on social media, there are rapping ciphers and there's actually ciphers where people sing. Like, and do soul ciphers or whatever. So, like, what was the first cipher for you? Like, what was that like experience like?
The first cipher I did was, I live in Connecticut now too.
Okay.
And shout out to my brothers out there, Most Hated Harham. And someone actually wanted to do like a Stanford challenge. That's where I'm from. Shout out to Stanford too. And me and my guys out there just took it upon ourselves to say, let's do it. So it happened to be like a friendly battle that continued. And that was our first cipher. That was like in 2012. 13.
Do you guys still do them now?
Nah, not really. I mean, we'll have like open mics and cipher there.
Right.
Have a cipher there, but that's really it.
So, which do you prefer more, singing or rapping, and why?
I like harmonizing. I don't label myself as a singer.
Okay.
In a rapping flow. So like I can't even say fast tempo, but a mixture of both. Like, I'm not a singer, I'm not a rapper. That's why I came up with harmonizing and humming. It's a feeling. It's a different genre.
And why do you feel like, because some singers might, like to argue if you can harmonize, you can sing. So why, for you feel like, you're doing something different than singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not a singer. I'm a heart hummer.
Is that your coin phrase for that?
It is. It has to be.
Okay. So even though you can sing, you just harmonizing. So, I listen to a lot of your music, pretty much all your music that you had on your SoundCloud. I feel like when you rap, your flow reminds me a lot of Dave East and A$AP Rocky, and even Tyler, the Creator, because I feel like he has like some of the best flow out there. But people get caught up with like what he's saying; they don't really pay attention to that. But especially when I was listening to your Feel My Pain mixtape and After Jordan mixtape.
Oh, see, you went to.
Yeah.
Far, yeah, that's far.
I sure did.
That's love, though. That's love.
Yeah, a lot of
those mixtapes get passed up on still. So.
I've like, even since the time they've been rapping, we've all grown out of whatever. Yeah. How many years it was previously. Who we are now is not who we were yesterday. Right. Like, you gotta think about it like that.
I mean, I feel like yes, but it also shows you where you've been. Exactly. I feel like that's why I like to look at people's music catalog as far back as however, because I feel like you get to learn, because that's when people are the most gritty, whether it be good or bad. Yep. And so I feel like on those mixtapes, those were like some of your realest and rawest, whether it was during a specific time you don't like to recall. So, but when I listened to your R&B front, I feel like it was most similar to Eric Bellinger. It was like that new hum thing that you were coining now. So how did you find your own lane? Because you're definitely in it.
I was just talking about this with Ja, too. I will always try to come up with like certain melodies. Yeah. But I will never have my own approach to it. So I think
elaborate.
So I think I did a remix to LMA Boot Up. Yeah. And I was just feeling the song so much, I didn't write to it. I just did everything in the studio right then and there. So new ideas would keep coming up, and I would just put them out there. And I feel like in that song, I developed a certain sound that I should continue with, And I just kept doing that.
It's amazing to hear how styles develop just from experimentation. I feel like some of the best artists do the most experimenting with their music.
You have to.
And I feel like sometimes fear keeps people from, really delving into certain arenas. But I feel like for you, you're very comfortable in trying anything that you feel like is going to rock.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Gotta take chances.
Always. So how would you describe your vibes when it comes to music? Like if someone just found you in the street and they're like, okay, you do music and what? Like, how does that speak to me? How would you describe it to them?
How would y'all describe it to them? For yourself. For yourself.
You just gotta hear it. Once you hear it, give it 2 listens, you're gonna feel it.
Right.
Music speaks for itself. So
me personally, I like to hear bars. I like people who rap. I like to hear what you got to say. So I'm listening to the words that you're saying. And there's times like JayR done dropped the song, me and Ja, we listen to it, be like, all right, bro, he dragged it a little bit with the singing. 2 weeks later, I see Ja and like, yo, bro, JR's song was rocking, bro. We bugging. We got to give it another listen. And
and like, that was during the change.
Yeah, and that was
between JayR the God and JayR Rashiq. That was in between the change up when he was finding himself. Yeah. The sound he has now is golden for sure. And I know for sure if people listen, they're gonna love it. They're gonna feel it.
Definitely.
And that's a fact.
That goes for them as well. Like we come up together, and we here forever. Like. What we have for one another, like what we have for ourselves, we have for one another.
And that's a fact.
And it's been like that since kids. So it's just like we're here to better ourselves, challenge each other.
That's a great way to put it.
Oh, I love the bromance going on. It's so lovely. Oh, my gosh. And it seems like you got some real ones on your team. It seems like you guys keep it a buck with each other all the time.
It's hard to find. Loyalty is hard to find
nowadays.
I feel like only childhood friends can do that because you guys been, with each other from like I like to call the wonder years.
Oh yeah, it's family now.
So,
my mother, everything is family.
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go to a quick break with one of my new favorite songs by JayR called No Feelings, and when we come back we'll have more with the Fabulous 3.
Said I'm letting go since you don't love me anymore. The feelings ain't neutral. Why you tryna let me go? Tell me what you want. You say that anymore. Do you want me anymore? If you don't know about it, nigga, that's my shorty. Now you know. And if I tell her pull the trigger, that's my shorty. She gon' blow. And I don't care about these niggas. I don't care about these. Can't let me go. Run down the block. I was getting top. Head from a dot. She knows my name. I don't know it's her. Let me know. Tell me what you running for. Why you running? Let me know. Tell me what you running for. Why you running? You ain't my man, then your shorty single to me. Call up Brody with the glizzy, he get busy. Mix the 40 with the Annie, now I'm tripping. Don't pull up on me, boy, you tripping. I get one man. Feeling good, got my ex up in the kitchen. Don't compare me to your niggas, bitch, I'm different.
Nigga, you played that boy.
You ain't my man, then your shorty single to me. Call up Brody with the glizzy, he get busy. Mix the 40 with the Annie, now I'm tripping. Don't pull up on me, boy, you tripping. I get one man. Feeling good, got my ex up in the kitchen. Don't compare me to your niggas, bitch, I'm different.
Nah, definitely gotta tell my wife, obviously. I'm gonna be out soon, though.
Alright, yo. Don't hang up, niggas.
Nah, but yo, y'all be easy, yo. Rico, next time I'm gonna call you, it's gonna be on Monday, or?
Alright, bro. Easy.
Boy, y'all niggas here.
Alright, yo. Love you.
Chop. Chop.
Yeah, you hung up.
Yo, it's like every bitch I fucked did the crew now. They couldn't stick to one more say the dick. We don't love these thoughts. Y'all know the slogan, but if that bitch like Hulk Hogan, she gon' rip her shirt and suck this dick. I'm the hottest young and out, and that hands down. Last nigga tried to run up, he got man down. Fuck all the bullshit, I'm not here for the talking, cause these niggas all my sons that I wish I got aborted. Niggas pussy, I compare them boys to cat lives. From 9 shots, nigga, you could die 9 times. And I swear I hate all these hoes that I fuck, cause ever since they gave it up, a relationship's what they want. Niggas quick to tell you they riding, but riding without a license. I ain't no weatherman, but I see them changing like climates. I ain't lying. Niggas want me dead, but I don't even sleep. They assuming the graveyard a better place for me. Yo, I've been bugging since AJ died and they locked up Steve. A year and some change, I've been cuffing and still ain't get pussy, oh yeah. But this year's my year. It's 2014, but 15 come here. I've been waiting for you. Fans debating on who the best in the city. Fuck that title. Who getting bread off of what they really feeling? Made a change all through headphones, which changed the females' feelings. Or performing in front of crowds that had the females tearing, yeah. Cause I don't think half of y'all noticed it. So fuck your feelings and who's holding it. I ain't new, nigga. nigga, I'm old to this. But if she crying, I tell her, come with my shoulders. They ain't gon' do you right, I told you that in all my songs. So just know I don't have patience, so I can't wait too long. So in the hour, have your mind right, get out the shower. Cause I know you tryna have some fun right after working hours. Bitches bugging, assuming niggas gon' cuff them. If it ain't about getting head, then she better hope you fucking, oh yeah. And like we fucked, then I told her, oh yeah. More like 360.
And we are back with more of the Chocolate Diva Talk Show. That was No Feelings, the first song that was played. And the second was a throwback by JayR when he was still the God intro, which, you know, I feel like that he had a nice flow on that one. And it's a testament to your skills because, you know, you were rapping and you were, what, 17?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
And thank you.
You're welcome. Still a baby. So what is the hardest part about differing yourself from other artists who may be comparable?
I don't feel like that's hard at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's feel like once you're yourself, nobody could tell you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you do what you want.
Right. But do you ever feel like sometimes it gets tricky in the sense where it's like certain people like to compartmentalize so much that they automatically compare you to someone, and it could be someone who is someone not in your stratosphere at all, but just naturally we like to subcategorize people. Do you ever feel like you fall into that, especially being on SoundCloud and the whole stigma surrounding SoundCloud artists?
I mean, I would hear something here and there, little by little, but never really like to the certain extent where it bothered me because I was being compared to a person so much. So.
What about for you? And I just have to tell you this, Leaky. You sound so much like Papoose.
Word?
Do you get that?
Nah. That's funny.
Like, as soon as he said hello, I was like, oh my gosh, I hear Papoose. I watch Remy and Pap all the time.
Word.
So, you know, and Papoose, if y'all ever hear him, he has a very distinct voice. Like a lot of people from the East Coast. But, yeah, I just had to tell you that because I'm like, this is going to bug me the whole show. But just want to let you know that. But, like, for you, because I feel like you have, like, your own signature style that may be liking the people from, like, the old school. Do you ever feel like, you know?
It's crazy because I've heard it 4 times already. Yo, how old are y'all? 21? Word?
Yeah.
I thought you was like 30 from your music. Nah, bro, it's not even like that. But honestly, like I said, I like bars. I like to hear people talk and what they got to say. So I just had to find a little lane to put it in. So I started messing with the auto-tune a little bit. And now I'm kind of trying to get into that harmonizing while still saying what I got to say. Just so people could keep them bopping, but also listening to me for the people who like to listen.
Do you ever feel like the traditional way hip-hop artists would vocalize their music in their words is changing? Because I even, like you said, you guys all can spit rhymes, but you guys are still leaning to experimentation with, like, the humming and that new face style that we hear so much. Do you ever feel like the traditional style of rapping, whether it just be whatever flow it is, just actually speaking without any type of auto-tune or harmonization is, like, dying? Definitely. If you look at the spitters in the game,
but it's still needed. It's still needed for sure. Definitely. It's something that will never go away, but it's starting to fade to the back almost. You don't really have to be a real spitter anymore. If you harmonize, if you have a good bop to your music, you know.
And I could see it stopping. I could see it stopping the spitters nowadays. They probably listen to what they, because it's me too. I'll spit something in the studio and be like, maybe I got to dumb it down a little bit for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because they might not hear it the same way that I heard it, or the way they would hear it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely.
That's so crazy because I've heard that before. Artists say that they feel like they have to, in a certain way, simplify their music to get their point across. Do you feel like that's just because people are so looking to just have a good time and they're not really trying to be like aware of what they're listening to?
That's it.
That's
but I think
generation
another thing I think happened is, like, beats got crazy. Like, beats nowadays is crazier. So a beat could just get you rocking without hearing no words.
Right.
So when you got a little bit of words and plus a beat and it gets you rocking crazy, then that's it.
I will say this. What I do like about your music, JayR, is that the music is never too heavy for to hear you or for your voice or or anything. I feel like you get beats that compliment you, which I feel like is a thing that's needed. I feel like that's what makes or breaks the artist. Like, definitely. If the artist can ride the beat and like can control it, it's lit. I feel like sometimes the beat gets away from the artist and all you hear is that knock. Definitely. And then it's like, what is that voice on the beat? You know?
Shout out to my producer too, Canelo Beats.
Right.
Definitely.
So I definitely do like that. Now, what can we expect from JayR Rashiq?
Growth.
Growth in what way?
Surprises. Growth within myself, so I can learn and teach. So what I'd learn coming up now, I'd be more than welcome to share with whoever was in my position that I wasn't. So it's just like, expect a lot of music, a lot of visuals, a lot of shows, everything, anything you could think of. A lot of gear, hard music this summer. It's launching, like everything is set.
Promote is about to be lit. Now, what is something that you have learned from your own experience that you want a lot of artists, especially new artists and artists who are getting into the hip-hop game, to know, or just music in general? Because music in general, it's a lot of different, rules to this,
Be yourself. What's your story? What's your message? Find a path and just stay with it. Continue to make music for yourself. Don't try to be like somebody else.
I do feel like that's great advice. As cliche as it may sound, it's when you grow up, you learn the most important thing is to be yourself, especially if you're an artist. So what is horror music and fashion? Like, what will that manifest into? What are we seeing the beginning stages of?
Harem will soon be a label. Harem is also a clothing line. Music and fashion.
And why did you merge the two? Because, you have people like P. Diddy, he had his label. He did fashion. He had people from his label wear his fashion. So why did you merge the two together like that?
Because there's more than just music. You gotta have a backup plan. You gotta have a back, and that's just something little.
Right.
Like, we hope to do everything.
Change the city.
I want to be an actor so bad.
Like, you gonna be Master P up in here.
I want to be
having shoes, so music, yeah. But it's good that you have the understanding that you want to transform and divulge yourself into other areas besides music.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's how artists don't become pigeonholed, is when they, find ways to take their brand and their talent and manifest them elsewhere.
It's a music business.
Exactly. Ice Cube, Queen Latifah, they do it the best. And next will be Harem, music and fashion. Now, you are performing tonight, so give the people what they want.
Sugar Shack tonight. 9 o'clock, doors open.
Most definitely.
John Leakey. Back to back.
Shutting it down. Shutting it down.
For sure. Bringing the East to the West Coast, the best coast, but I digress. Now, I like to tell off my shows with a game. How many of you guys like games?
Let's do it.
Leaky looked at me like, what? Like, that sounds like a challenge. Like,
I'm competitive, so let's do it.
Okay, do it. So since I didn't know who JayR was bringing, I just tailored this to JayR, but you guys can, be like the friend to need the phone if you can't make up his mind. So this is called JayR Rashiq's Cap or No Cap. I'm going to give you 5 questions. If it is who you are.
So we all got to say cap or no cap?
And this would be in regards to, actually, this is applicable to everybody, so everybody can play. Yeah. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to do like a reverse boomerang. Okay, so JayR, cap or no cap, your actions affect your karma.
My actions, no cap. No cap.
That is big no cap.
No cap.
No cap. So that's 3 no caps. All facts.
All facts.
All right. You're a ladies' man.
I got a girlfriend.
Okay. Good.
I was a ladies' man.
Oh, I love your answer. Shout out, girl.
Shout out
Okay,
to
he was honest. Love it. All right. Keep it 100 because they will see this. Okay, so you were former ladies' man.
Me?
Yeah, you just said you have a girl too, right?
Yeah, I got a girl too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so former lady man.
all of us.
Okay, good. All right, so
Off
that
off the market.
make it known, y'all. Okay, so that would be cap. So music videos are essential for marketing music.
No cap.
No cap.
Love it. Okay, so this would be okay. I might have to skip this one. But let's just tell it to like artists in general. Like, what would be your best advice? So, would be dating a fan be cap or no cap?
Dating a fan?
Yeah, like if an artist said they want to, get it with their fan.
There's a lot of type of fans though.
What does that mean?
There's a fan, and there's a fan. Now, if I'm a fan of somebody, I could be around them and look at them as a regular person, but I'm very supportive of what they do. And there's a fan, like a groupie kind of. So it's just like, it's two types.
Okay, so let's say they want to date them all.
All fans?
Cap.
Cap.
Word, cap.
That's cap.
Thank you guys for coming. This has been a dope show. It was great meeting all of you and finally linking with you, JayR. It's been a minute for him to finally come here since we were trying to link up our schedules. And yeah, so we're definitely telling off a Women's History Month right. If you didn't know. This month's Women's History Month. Just a little fun fact. Right.
Thank you for having us.
All the time, anytime, whenever you guys are back out here.
Appreciate everything you're doing.
Most
Thank you
definitely.
for this gig too. I gotta give that to you.
Oh,
Definitely.
For this opportunity.
So just for tonight, since you won't be in attendance, we're gonna turn that show up for you.
Thank you. Like do me proud. Shoot, my name's on the line. My friend was like, the one who's hosting the event. She was like, I'm like, he's solid. Like, she was like, oh, thank you. I was like, anyway, enough about me because it's about y'all. Have a great event tonight.
Thank you.
If you guys are, going to be at the show tonight at the Sugar Shack, tweet me, tag me, show love. Most definitely let me know if they was a hit or miss. Sometimes Cali can be the most critical artist.
We want that.
That's fine. We need it.
We ready.
Definitely.
Right.
We're ready for it.
Right. But we show love when love is due. So, but anyway, how can everyone, excluding the ladies, but how can other artists or aspiring people who want to learn more from you guys reach you?
Start with me. Next up, Leaky on the gram. Malik Hooks on Facebook. I don't really do social media too much. So
you still use Facebook?
Somewhat. That's what I'm saying. You gotta give it to everybody. It's people that use Facebook. It might be the next hit on Facebook. So
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are my two social media handles.
Judah_Ja on Instagram. Go follow that. I have everything on there. That's pretty much all I use. Snapchat, same thing, Judah_Ja. Go watch my new video, Winning, out now. Ja, all caps. Run that up. Listen to it, all platforms.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
JayR Rashiq, JayR Rashiq. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever.
And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Angelica CC Diva, Instagram, The Chocolate Diva. You can find me on YouTube at Angelica Cheyenne, a darker shade of brown. You can now find me on Apple Podcasts, new podcast coming soon at simply The Chocolate Diva Talk Show. And that's pretty much all my handles. Oh, and if you want to check out my website, you can do that too, www.angelicacheyenne.tcd.com. It has been a wonderful show. We're going to get out of here with JayR Rashiq's No Label, the Lil Durk remix. And it has been wonderful. Y'all have a happy Friday. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend.
You too.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
I appreciate you.
Put all my emotions in a stem block. Run it out, smoke it up, then I'm gone. Better free Fizz, I just wish he was home. They better free Slim, I just wish he was home. Tell me when you in my business, leave me alone. You don't know me like you think you do. She don't know me, she just seen the stool. I don't give a fuck about him or you. I know that's your man's, but what he gon' do? You ain't gon' ride for a nigga. Reason why I lie to these bitches. I don't ever